Wealth is not a reward for hard work, it is a reward for being exceptionally patient and remarkably boring while everyone else is panicking. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the noise of the financial world, this is the message that is going to change everything for you, because I am going to make this stupidly simple. Most people are exhausted because they have been told that they need to be a genius to build wealth, but I am here to tell you that your intelligence is actually your biggest liability in this game. Complexity is a status signal for people who want to feel smart but stay poor, and if you cannot explain your investment strategy to a 12-year-old, you are just gambling with extra steps. I am currently 27 years old with a portfolio that has just crossed the $150,000 mark. And the truth is that I have already won the game because the math is now doing the heavy lifting. If I never invested another single dollar into the stock market for the rest of my life, this pile of money would still grow into well over $1,000,000 by the time I reach retirement age. That is not a guess or a hope. It is simply the cold and indifferent math of compound interest at normal market returns. Smart investing is not about picking winners. It is about avoiding the behaviors that make most people lose their entire life savings through ego and impatience. The mindset that will change everything for you is realizing that wealth is built slowly and then it happens all at once. But most people quit during the slow phase because they are bored. Consistency beats intelligence every single day of the week, and you do not have to be a genius to be a successful investor. You just have to be remarkably consistent. Time in the market beats timing the market, so stop trying to buy things on Monday to sell them on Friday, because we are playing a much longer game than your dopamine hits allow. I try to have a win-win mindset where only two things can happen. Either the market goes up and I am richer, or the market goes down and I am buying high-quality assets at a deep discount. If you can develop this mindset, investing becomes entirely stress-free because you are winning no matter what the red or green candles on your screen are doing. I have not stressed about my portfolio for years, even when the broader market drops 20%, because I know the long-term trajectory of human productivity is always moving up. The world is too expensive not to be investing, and if you are an average person who does not come from wealth, you have to invest just to get ahead of the massive wave of inflation. Your income alone is not enough because prices are rising and pay is not keeping up, which means your money needs to become a worker that never sleeps and never calls in sick. The best time to start was yesterday, and the next best time is right now, even if you only have $25 a week to spare from your overpriced coffee habit. Now we need to talk about where you actually put your money, because the account type matters a lot more than the specific stocks you think you are smart enough to pick. My favorite is the Roth IRA, which allows your money to grow tax-free so that when you reach 60 years old, you can withdraw every penny without the government touching it. The 2026 contribution limit for a Roth IRA is $7,500, which is about $625 a month or $144 a week if you want to break it down into manageable bites. Then you have the 401k or employer plan, and the only rule here is that you must take the match because it is literally the only free lunch in the financial universe. If your employer matches 3% of your pay, that is a 100% return on your investment before the money even hits the stock market. The contribution limit for a 401k in 2026 is $24,500, and you should aim to hit that limit once you have covered your basic needs and secured your survival. There is also the HSA or health savings account, which has a triple tax advantage, making it one of the best wealth-building tools in existence for those who can think 3 steps ahead. The limit for an individual HSA in 2026 is $4,400, and you should absolutely use it if your employer offers one because it is a legal tax haven. Finally, there is the taxable brokerage account, which has no limits and is fully liquid, meaning you can access your money whenever you decide you are tired of working. The order of operations is simple: get the 401k match, then max out the Roth IRA, then go back and max the 401k, or use the brokerage account for your early retirement fund. When it comes to what you should actually buy, please put your ego in a drawer and realize that you do not need to pick individual stocks to be wealthy. You do not need crypto moonshots or 50 different ETFs. You just need a simple portfolio like the S&P 500, which tracks the 500 largest companies in the United States. Vanguard has an ETF called VO for this, and it is the backbone of my entire wealth strategy because I am too lazy to research balance sheets all day. You could also go with VTI, which holds every single stock in the US market, giving you exposure to large, mid, and small cap companies. In one simple click, if you want something even more hands-off, a target date fund will automatically adjust your risk as you get closer to your retirement year, so you can keep sleeping. My personal setup is 70% VO, 20% SAG for dividends, and 10% VUG for growth. And this allows me to watch the sunrise without a single worry. What you must avoid are get-rich-quick stocks, day trading, and options, because those are just different forms of gambling for people who are bored with their lives. Almost 99% of day traders underperform the S&P 500 over any meaningful period, and most of the ones you see online are just trying to sell you a $500 course. Options are even worse because for every lucky screenshot on social media, there are 20 people who lost their entire life savings in a single afternoon while trying to be a hero. Your job as a beginner is very simple. Do not blow up your account and do not let your emotions dictate your financial destiny. Choose a brokerage like Fidelity or M1 Finance that allows you to buy fractional shares so you can start with as little as $10 if that is all you have. Once you have your accounts open and funded, the real secret is to automate your contributions so the money leaves your bank account before you have a chance to waste it. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it smooths out the volatility of the market by buying more shares when prices are low and fewer shares when prices are high. The stock market rewards the calm and destroys the impatient, so stop checking your portfolio every 5 minutes like your life depends on it. In the short run, the market is a voting machine based on fear. But in the long run, it is a weighing machine based on actual value and productivity. For the first 2 years of your journey, focus entirely on building the habit of investing and creating a 3 to 6 month emergency fund to protect your peace. Do not worry about the total balance in the beginning. Worry about the percentage of your income that you are moving from your consumption bucket to your freedom bucket. I am on my way to $100,000 because I decided to be boring while everyone else was trying to be exciting and failing miserably. I spend about 10 minutes a month on my investments, and that gives me the rest of my life to sit on this balcony and enjoy the beautiful silence. Complexity is just a way for people to feel important, but I would rather be wealthy and invisible than smart and broke. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint, and if you start running too fast at the beginning, you will burn out long before the finish line. I am 27 years old and I could stop working today because I let the math do the hard work while I was busy doing absolutely nothing productive. You can do the same thing if you just stop listening to the noise and start following the simple logic of the global market. The $100,000 goal is inevitable if you just stay in your lane and keep your hands off the steering wheel when things get bumpy. I am going to keep documenting this journey because I want to prove that the lazy way is the only way to live a life of true freedom. Stay disciplined, stay boring, and I will see you when the next dividend check hits the account while you are still sleeping. The math is always right and the gurus are always wrong because the math does not have an ego or a course to sell you. Wealth is waiting for those who are brave enough to do nothing, which is the hardest thing in the world for most people to handle. Peace is the ultimate return on investment, and a simple portfolio is the only way to achieve it without losing your soul in the process. If you are still chasing the next big thing, you are just running on a treadmill that someone else built to take your money. Step off the treadmill and sit down on the balcony with me. The view is much better when you are not gasping for air. Every dollar you invest today is a seed that will eventually grow into a tree that provides shade for your future self. Do not eat your seeds today just because you are hungry for status symbols that no one actually cares about. I would rather have $1 million in an index fund than a fancy car that depreciates while I am stuck in traffic on the way to a job I hate. True wealth is the ability to say no to things you do not want to do, and that ability is bought with boring consistency. The market is a massive machine designed to transfer money from the active to the patient, and I am very happy to be on the receiving end of that transfer. If you want to join me, all you have to do is stop trying to be clever and start being disciplined with your boring ETFs. I see people losing sleep over individual stocks while I am losing sleep because I stayed up too late watching the stars. That is the difference between a trader and an owner. And I promise you that being an owner is a much better lifestyle. I hold the 500 largest companies in the world because I trust their CEOs to work harder than I ever will to make a profit. I am essentially hiring the smartest people on earth to grow my net worth for a fee that is practically zero. If that sounds like a good deal to you, then you are finally starting to understand the power of passive investing. The 2026 roadmap is clear for those who are willing to see it, and it involves less movement and more stillness. I am 27 and my future is already paid for, and there is no reason yours cannot be the same. If you start today, the numbers do not lie, people do. So follow the numbers and let the people talk until they are blue in the face. I am going to finish my coffee now and watch the world go by while my portfolio grows by another few dollars. It is a beautiful thing to witness, and I want you to feel that same level of security and peace in your own life. There is no secret sauce. There is just the S&P 500 and the passage of time. If you can master those two things, you can master your entire financial life without ever breaking a sweat. I will see you at the $1 million mark, or maybe I will just see you on the balcony next door. Either way, the journey is worth it as long as you do not make it harder than it needs to be. The world is full of people trying to make money complicated so they can charge you a fee to simplify it. I am giving you the simplification for free because I already have enough money and I would rather have more neighbors who are not stressed out. Take the roadmap and run with it or walk with it because walking is actually more sustainable for the long haul. I am done talking for now because my coffee is cold and the sun is high in the sky. Go do something you love and let the compound interest handle the rest of your concerns. This is the DDO3 philosophy, and it is the only one that has ever made sense to me. Keep your head down, keep your contributions high, and keep your life as simple as possible. Wealth is coming for you if you just stay out of its way and let it grow. I will see you in the next one when we are all a little bit richer and a lot more relaxed. The path to $1 million is paved with index funds and patience. Do not get distracted by the shiny objects on the side of the road. Just keep walking until the numbers on your screen match the freedom in your heart. That is all for today from the balcony. I am 27 and I am free because I chose the boring path. You can choose it too starting right now. The $150,000 was the hardest part. The next $850,000 will be the easiest. That is the magic of the game we are playing. Goodbye for now and stay lazy in the smartest way possible. The end of the script is here, but the beginning of your wealth is just one click away. Invest in yourself by investing in the market and never look back. The future is bright for the boring. Peace out from the balcony.